Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Obviously, yes.
Ugh. And I'm going to go off into
Just going to have to agree to disagree.
I'm going to go off into the distance and cry about it.
Well, okay. Okay. So welcome everyone to Behind the Choices with Panago Pizza. We are joined today by the wonderful, the incredible, the fantastic Brittnee Blair.
Hi, y'all.
Thank you for being here. We're your hosts, Matt.
And I am Omar.
Yes. And Brittnee, can you introduce yourself to everyone?
Yes, I am Brittnee Blair. I am a model, a content creator, an influencer, and a very cute dog mom to a very cute wiener dog.
Oh my god! So you didn't mention it was a wiener dog.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's...
could you expect any less? I mean,
No.
you know.
No. And so, okay, for people who don't know you on the internet, what is it? What's your shtick?
My shtick.
You know,
My shtick.
If, for lack of truly a better word.
I get it. I know. I mean, my shtick is very much like I love fashion, I love travel, I love food. So very lifestyle, but also, you know, I'm about self-love. I'm about people coming to my page and feeling at home and feeling good about themselves when they are on my page and when they leave. Just take a bit of that into your day and into your life. And yeah, self-love.
Yeah. Which is something everyone needs more of.
It is.
Desperately.
It is. Yeah. Yes, y'all get it.
I just got choked up there for a second. Okay. Before we dive into the hard-hitting questions, rapid-fire round to determine the vibe check, I know the answers to one of these questions already, but I'm going to ask it again so that people can hear. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Obviously, yes.
Ugh. And I'm going to go off into
Just going to have to agree to disagree.
I'm going to go off into the distance and cry about it.
Listen.
Goodbye.
Y'all can't be Canadian and not like a little pineapple on your pizza. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, it's a good thing.
Good thing we're not Canadian.
It's a good thing we're not.
I mean, in Canada.
In Canada. I'm American, so like maybe I should be more into it than you. Of the Brits
Isn't it
variety.
called Hawaiian? Although I feel like...
it's called Hawaiian, but
it's not very Hawaiian,
Not
is
really.
it? No.
It's not. But it's like part of the cuisine, you know, the Canadian cuisine. It's like poutine, kind of, but like Hawaiian.
Also don't like poutine.
Yep.
Oh, okay, now I have to leave this conversation. Great. I have
Oh no.
I like ketchup chips though. I love ketchup chips, so that's a plus, I think, for me. You don't like anything Canadian.
I really don't, do I? Oh my god.
It's
I
the
didn't-
Brit
I
in
didn't-
you. It's the Brit.
Yeah, I'm too cynical. And I also really did not try to assimilate at all.
You got maple syrup down. That's about it.
Okay.
It's delicious.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's keep going then with the rapid fire questions. They're not really rapid right now, but we'll see. I'm going to go to a different one, actually. Have you ever been recognized by a fan or a follower in real life? And what was that like?
I have. Okay, I was like doing my thing. I was in Mexico having my little poolside drinks, living my best life. And this woman came up to me and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I just have to like tell you, I follow you on Instagram. I love your Instagram." And like, I was shook. I was shooketh. Like, I could not believe this woman recognized me from my Instagram. It was a moment. I was over the moon.
Oh, that's so nice.
It's
It's also especially so like crazy when you're like not at home.
Oh, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. That's really lovely. That must be really lovely. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so cool.
I'm going to ask one of these questions because I want to talk about it. Favorite go-to game to play on the Nintendo Switch?
Oh my gosh, y'all know my like Switch.
We know you're a fan. Yeah. Same.
Oh my gosh. Okay, there are a lot, but my favorite would definitely have to be Just Dance, because like I am pop locking, dropping.
Obsessed.
Good.
That's a good
Okay.
answer.
Thank you.
That's
I
fantastic.
will play anytime.
Okay.
I can play.
Yeah.
Okay, please. I mean, I feel like Matthew has no rhythm.
Oh, I don't, but I can follow directions.
Yeah, we'll put you on the easy level. It'll be fine.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, very very white, but that's fine. I'll do fine.
At the beginning of it all, we're talking career-wise. I don't mean and I also don't mean like the beginning of time. But what inspired you originally to become a creator?
So, I mean, what inspired me was the ability to, have a say in what my content was going to look like, give myself a voice on social media and all these different platforms and really show people who I am and, just find things within me that I didn't even realize I had. Like, I don't know, it was exciting to challenge myself. That's what inspired me, the challenge of being a content creator.
I love that.
I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, okay, so when I met him, he was already doing like Instagram stuff. So we met in Berlin
4 years ago.
Oh, wait, 4 years ago, literally like this month. Oh, wait, yeah.
Gosh, congratulations on meeting.
4 months.
Anniversary.
And he was like doing Instagram already, like a little bit in Berlin, but so when we moved here, I was like trying to get a start in like photography and building up like, I don't know, some kind of clientele taking photos, but I really loved to just like show my life on the internet as a queer person, as like a person of color, and like I think there must have been like a little bit of an aha moment when I was like working as a barista here in the city, and when we first moved here, and then people would like message me on Instagram and they'd be like, oh, I didn't have very many followers on Instagram at the time, and people would message me, they'd be like, oh, like you are the first like brown person I've seen, the first like South Asian person that I've seen that is like openly queer, living like a really like, like happy life with their partner. And it was like, I really like, wow, it's so true when I think about it. The first time I ever saw a South Asian person that was gay anywhere in media was Tan France, and that was only 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
On Queer Eye, and like that was mainstream, and now obviously there's so many incredible people like all over the internet, and it's amazing. The community is just like building and building. Wow, it's so nice to see, and it's so beautiful to connect with so many different types of people. So I'm going on a bit of a tangent because I like love.
No, this is amazing.
Just like connecting with people at this level. It means so much to me.
And you're so right about representation. I think that resonates with me as well. Being a plus size woman, being a Black plus size woman, that's why it's important for me to create content so that little girls, boys, whoever sees me on Instagram and says, she looks like that and she looks happy and she's thriving, and also in my modeling career as well. I thought, there were days where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But then I thought about what I can represent and what I get to share with the world. And that's what keeps me going. So that hits, Omar. I'm telling you. Thank you for sharing that.
So nice. No, oh my god. Wow. I know. I just need to take a second.
Well, you mentioned your modeling career. I kind of want to talk about that a little bit more because you talked about your content creator career. I want to talk about modeling as well because you've been featured in magazines like Essence and Teen Vogue and like these big publications. And just casual. How did you get your start in modeling? What has that been like? How long have you been doing it? And like, talk about that a little bit more.
I was like, it has been a journey. It has been a journey. So how it all started, I ended up getting out of like a really intense relationship. It was 5 years. Wasn't the best relationship for me. I mean, we've all been there though, right? And I found this fire within myself, and I said, you know what? I want to challenge myself. I want to go after everything I dreamed I would go after. And one of those things was New York, the big city, the apple. Like, who doesn't want a little New York in their life?
The apple.
The apple. Thank you. So I ended up like sending out my images to like the top 10 plus size agencies. And I also applied for this thing called Full Figure Fashion Week, which also happens in New York. And the very same day that I heard back from Full Figure Fashion Week that I did not get into it, I kid you not, 2 hours later, I heard from Ford Models. And they were like, we want to sign you like yesterday. We want to bring you to New York. I went to New York like a week later. I was like signed with like this huge, insane agency. Like it was one of those affirmations that I was meant to take a chance. You know, I'm a firm believer that 99% of the chances that you take usually pay off. They're scary. They're scary as heck, you know, but you go for it. If you don't get it, you learn. And if you get it, even better. So that's kind of how it all started. And I ended up moving to New York, you know, a year later. And listen, the grind in that first year was not great. I lived in a model apartment. I slept, you know, in a room with like 4 other females. We shared food. We did all the things.
You shared a bathroom, I'm sure.
A bathroom. Like, y'all know, listen, even between the two of you.
Oh, we got 2 bathrooms. No.
Okay. So that's what's making
after living in a tiny studio.
With 1 bathroom for a year? No, we were like, the next place has to have 2 bathrooms. Can't do it.
Yes. That is a true test.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been the most incredible journey. And I've had the opportunity to work with so many amazing clients and meet so many talented creatives, whether it be makeup artists, stylists, photographers, you know, art directors. It's been so I just feel so blessed. I feel really grateful. It's funny because we sit there and we have this weird, like, sometimes imposter syndrome. I don't know if you all have ever felt this, but like, you're like, why are they getting this likes? Like, why are these people liking me? Why are they following me?
Literally,
but like,
literally.
Being authentic, I think, is one of the biggest things in being a content creator and just being yourself, because you can't question anything. People just love you for you. They just genuinely love you for you. And that's even better than all of the likes or comments or any of that stuff, because you know you're just being yourself.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's
which
weird.
Like, which again is my like favorite thing to like meet people out and about, and
they expect us to be like I don't know, celebrities or something, and I'm like, we are just as weird as we are.
Sometimes people will be like, oh my god, and like our friends, if we're with friends, like we've had friends be like, come over, like
they're weird. They're literally the same as we are.
They are like the worst people ever. Come and say hi to them. Like, hello.
We just try to show our real selves on the internet as much as we can. We obviously don't share everything because we have personal moments that we, aren't shared. But it's like we don't put up a facade of any sort. Like we don't like, I don't know, if we're feeling sad or mad or angry, we don't post on the internet. We take some time off if we're not feeling great. We only post whenever we feel like really good and really happy and like just our true selves, I think.
And that's interesting that you say that, because I feel the same way. And for some people, they don't like that. And for some people, they like that. Like they want to see you positive and they want to come to your feed for positivity. And some people want to see that raw and like intense moment. What's your thought on that? Because for me, I'm very similar to y'all. If I'm not having a good day, there's enough negativity on the internet. I'm going to pull back and I'm going to recharge for me, because I have nothing to give you and I don't need to like bring this to your day. But what's your take? What's your take on that?
I just went through this literally recently. I haven't been posting for a couple of weeks just because I've not been receiving like external stimuli from like the world, and like I'm just like I haven't been feeling inspired, and I've been like questioning why that is, and I'm like, I should be, my life is like fine and nothing really is happening that's like that I should be like down in the dumps about. But I've just been so demotivated recently, and so I just decided to just like not post and not be like, I'm feeling sad today, because like no one needs to know that I'm like miserable. But yesterday I went, like for the first time in like 2 or 3 weeks, I went on like my stories and I did a post yesterday, and I was just talking about how like this is how I've been feeling recently, and this is how I'm feeling now, and I'm so glad I gave myself time to just like let myself feel those feelings. And I was like, well, here's a PSA from me to you. Like, give yourself the time, give yourself like nurturing, like loving energy, and so you can just like recharge. And because again, I feel like it's this like comparison game where you're like comparing yourself to other creators. I don't know if you get that too, but when you're like, when you're seeing other people doing these amazing things or creating amazing content or like having this like viral idea, then I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't this come into my head? Or like, why can't I just like have a little bit of energy to like create like a funny, like silly like post? But I would get ready to do so over the last like couple of the week before even, And I just was like, I feel drained. But there's no reason for me to feel drained, but...
I mean, there's something in there.
Yeah, the Lionsgate portal opened on
8/8.
The 8th of the 8th on the Sunday, and the energy was major. And honestly, like afterwards, this like shift that I felt, I just felt so much more like relaxed. And then Monday came along, and like some of the things I've been putting off work-wise, I just like did. I just like got them all done and like really well, and I was so proud of everything that I did that day. And I don't know what, it just took something just to like snap in my brain, and I was like, I feel relaxed. I didn't like force myself over the weekend, and here I go.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I think like that's a big thing about being a content creator. Like thank you for sharing that moment with me, because very
like vulnerable like times.
Yes, I love this. I love this because we can totally relate to each other, and there really is something about creating content. You're putting a lot of your heart out there, a lot of your energy, and it's okay to get drained. It's okay to, have those days where you have to pull back, and it's challenging because people are very demanding. They want that content, right? We talked about that before, and you want to give it to them, but you can't do that on an empty tank. So I think it's amazing when you have that connection with your followers, and they kind of understand that they're not going to sit here and bombard you and be upset that you're not creating content. They're going to respect the fact that you need to take a step back. And when I come back, I'm going to bring all the energy, and I'm going to give you everything you need times 10.
Yeah. I think there's this kind of like fear in everyone's minds as a creator that if you do take a step away and you don't talk about it, then everyone leaves. Like you all of a sudden don't have followers anymore. You lose your relevance. Like no one will like your things anymore. But it's not true, because we've taken 2 weeks off of TikTok when we're not feeling like posting 20 videos a day. Like we just like feel like so drained, and then we come back and it's the same. Like nothing's changed. People are like, oh my gosh, good you're back, yay, hope you took some time off for yourself. Like
and also most of the time people don't even know it.
They don't even know.
They really don't,
right? Because, okay, they just like took like maybe they think you're on vacation, and maybe they don't really care.
Right,
nothing. I'm gonna come back. Okay,
no one's that obsessed with you.
If you just sit here for like a little too long, they're like, hey, so it could like really use some of your content, but just let me know. But
no one's as obsessed with us as we are obsessed with us.
Right? Like it's the thing. Like
if that makes
it's so true. Like no one. What is like the way of saying, like no one is like thinking about you,
because they're thinking about themselves.
Because people think about themselves, we're
selfish.
Yeah, we're somewhat of a selfish like species, and like we do care a lot about like what people think about us, and what like our like actions have about like us. I don't want to say anymore, but you know what I mean.
Or like how many likes we get, or how many views we get.
True. Yeah. And like that is definitely something that I think social media has created. Even though like there's so much good in social media, that's definitely something we've become a lot more aware of ourselves as people. How do we look? How are we putting ourselves out there? And like I think as a content creator, we have to be a lot more responsible about what we put on our, what content we put out there, because people are listening to us. So when you talk about having these opinions and educating people, but in like this amazing, like fun way, like that's so special and so important. People are listening.
Yeah. And I feel like it's weird because I feel like there was also like this shift on social media last June during the Black Lives Matter protests around North America, around the world, and like it's really sad that it took this long. But it's so incredible seeing so many, especially young people, be so politically and so like just like engaged in everything. How have you found like, I don't know, people, your audience, like responding to like wanting to be educated, wanting to learn, and like really like opening their eyes for what seems to be the first time?
I feel like they're a lot more, they feel like a lot more engaged, a lot more understanding, and a lot more open to learning. And I love that. I'm excited to share more content. It makes me open up because, BLM was a really big moment for me. I had, we talk about pulling back from creating content. I can tell you there were definitely a few weeks there where I just had nothing in me, and I didn't even expect myself to feel the way I did. And I started kind of reflecting on my life, and I'm really grateful that my followers were so supportive and so open to learning and allowing me to really put myself out there even more so in a time where I didn't feel 100. I can tell you right now, I felt really vulnerable. I felt afraid for our world. I felt frustrated. I felt a lot of different emotions, but social media was just so good at like helping me pull myself out of that dark place. So, yeah. What about you guys? How did you guys feel in that moment?
It was, I really don't know. Like, it was, I feel, I don't even know. I don't know. Like,
I know,
it was a sad time. It was definitely a dark time. And, I think heightened by the pandemic as well, like everything that was going on. But again, I don't think that there would have been this much of a movement if we weren't all like able to, if people weren't like working from home or like unemployed, and there wasn't this mass of people protesting. Like we were at the Toronto protests like a couple times when they had them over the weekends, and it was amazing seeing people fighting and like speaking up and just like using their voices, and seeing so many people that I follow, like creators that I follow, using their platforms in a way that I've never seen them use them before. And it's amazing. It really just it changed something for the better, and it's sad that it took so long. It's sad that it happened the way that it happened, and there is so much positive change that's come and that's coming from it. I
think I did see a lot of so as a white creator, I saw a lot of other white creators and myself kind of learn about privilege in a way that we had never thought about in the past. So like going up to that, I mean, I was not aware. I mean, I was aware of my privilege, obviously, but I had never, thought about it to that extent, because I think the events of June and onwards kind of just brought it to the surface, and so much like just awareness of white creators wanting to be just to listen and learn, to educate themselves, to like be more aware, to watch documentaries, to read, to listen to Black creators, to kind of just like shut up for a second. I know a lot of people just a lot of white creators stopped posting for like a month, and then they just to like learn. So I think that was a big impact for me personally. I mean, through that moment.
That's incredible. It's really great to hear y'all talk about your experience, because I know how I felt, but it's different for everyone, and we all took something different from that. And I think the pandemic really allowed us to all be on the same level. We were all at home. We were all, feeling vulnerable and feeling afraid. And then it really allowed us to come together, feel like we were one. Finally, feel like we were one and support each other and uplift each other. Like, it was a beautiful moment. I'm looking at the positive from it. For sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was just like, the internet has been, I think since then, there's just so much education and so much just like infographics, videos, education from creators. I think, especially through TikTok, I've seen it more through TikTok than Instagram. I mean, there obviously is a lot of education on Instagram that goes on, but I think TikTok, the virality of educational materials and Black creators being pushed, and Indigenous creators being pushed on the platform, I think has been really impactful on like our conjoined psyche, like our general consciousness, like consciousness of the world, like us. I don't know. I'm thinking about the world. I don't know. We might through the internet, maybe.
I get it.
Oh, did you mean me and you? Like,
no,
the world.
Yeah, through this one platform like TikTok. Yeah. Because I think TikTok had been growing a lot throughout 2020, and I think part of that growth came with like education and like great resources. So I think
I totally get you, and I've learned a lot from TikTok. It might be like really ridiculous stuff or things that people think are ridiculous, but like I've learned a ton from TikTok. I'm obsessed.
On a lighter note, then, what have you been learning on TikTok? I love one of my favorite things to do is you see like a life hack or something like you. I'm like, okay, this is a thing that I never knew before. Tell me one of those times for you.
I'm like down that warp hole for sure. Like the
Yeah.
lemon, like I just learned how to like clean your oven and like putting a lemon in some water and then just like letting it go and then you just wipe it out. I'm like, yes, honey, that is what I've been looking for my whole life. And I also have like found the best carrot cake recipe off of TikTok. Like my mom makes it, my husband makes it, my best friend makes it. Like we love the recipes on TikTok. Like obsessed.
Listen, these are the things that we should have learned in school. Like we should have learned that you put a lemon in your oven to clean it. Like why has no one discussed this before?
Why are we just learning these things?
I literally learned the one thing that I have kept in my life is you take like the rest of the ketchup, like you have a little bit of ketchup in the bottle and it's like all over and you want to get the rest of it, you just like swing it with your hand, like vaccine style, and then you get the rest of it in the bottom, and it goes to the bottom, and then you get the rest out. Okay. And you're not wasting any of the ketchup.
Seriously, you just swing it? Okay.
Yes, you just swing it. Try it. If you got an empty bottle of ketchup, try it.
Also, a tomato. Did you know there is, I think I've mentioned this before, there is a way to cut a tomato that does not let the seeds all like fall out?
No, it's impossible. It's impossible.
Did you not know this? I saw this on TikTok. Okay, wait. So, like, normally, you have like the top and the bottom of the tomato, and it's like, it's like shaped like this kind of, and you'd slice it like this way, right? And it all the seeds fall out in the middle. If you turn it the other way and slice it from bottom to top, like from root to stem.
Not root.
Okay.
But it's not really a root, but you know what I mean? Like the bottom to the stem. It like keeps its structure, first of all, and also all of the intricate shapes are inside the tomato. It's like a maze. So if you cut that way, the shape of a tomato is different from what you know.
No! Okay, I have to
try
this, and I'm going to take y'all in this. If this works,
oh my god, please try it and then tag me.
Our only hacks involve tomatoes.
Yeah, they really do, yeah. That's so true.
Ketchup and tomatoes.
It's like so wild. They're like the simplest things, but like the world is bringing us so much knowledge through these like quick little videos. Like that's so incredible.
There are so many more. I can't remember them. There's like one that's like right on the tip of my brain, but I can't remember it. But yeah, like the internet. Yeah. The internet, it's just been like, it's been such a great way for like us to cope with everything that's been going on over the last year and a half. I do want to pivot slightly and just talk about your Instagram. In your Instagram bio, and I quote, it says, "A big cup of love cup emoji." Oh no, my bad.
A big cup of self-love.
Apparently I can't read.
Coffee cup.
A big cup of self-love coffee cup emoji. Jesus.
Good job.
Like, hold on, wait. Let me
Reading is fundamental.
The coffee cup in question. Talk about self-love. Like, what does it mean to you? It's such a beautiful, like, welcoming, like, line to your page. What does self-love mean to you?
Self-love is a complicated thing. I mean, there's so many levels to and layers to self-love. I think a lot of people stop at like, oh, self-love. Like I feel like I love the way I look, but it's so much deeper than, being happy with your body or, these surface things. It's being happy with who you are at any state in your life and being happy with, I guess, the choices that you make. And, also self-love to me is setting boundaries with people in your life, making sure that your cup is full, literally, before you give to others. That to me is self-love. And I love to be that reminder to people, self-love looks a lot different for everyone. It's not a cookie cutter thing, and it's just about what's right for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
How lovely.
Oh my god.
I just love y'all.
I know, we're literally just like,
this whole interview is just like, no, oh my gosh.
This was delightful. And I also don't know what order they're going to put this in, but like this is our last conversation, and what a way to go out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your amazing tips. Thank you so much for giving us your like heart and your soul.
Thank you.
Fine afternoon. I know you're good. I'm gonna cry.
Where's the juice?
Brittnee, thank you so much for just like filling our afternoon with so much joy. What a delight you are to speak with.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Okay, so for people who may not know quite just yet, tell people where they can find you on the internet. What are your handles?
Yes, you can find me on the internet. Instagram, I am BRITTNEEC Blair. And on Twitter, you can find me at Miss_CurvyB. And
nice.
Right?
I'm obsessed.
Also, I am on the TikTok, but like, I'm not as like popular as Matt and Omar, but
well, everyone follow immediately for joy and never-ending self-love. Mm-hmm. Wow. Also, listen, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on this delightful episode of Behind the Choices with Panago Pizza. We have been your hosts, Matt, Omar, Brittnee, thank you. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment. Tell us how you practice self-love. Oh my gosh, where's this coming from? I know, who am I?
Host.
Come on, host. Tell us how you practice self-love. Leave a like. And thank you so much for joining us on this like wonderful journey. Thank you for inviting us into your home.
Thank you. Thanks all for coming, being good company.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.